Hello everyone, I am Durga Saujanya, Assistant Professor from Department of ECE, MLRIT. I am going to give the video lectures for the subject Embedded System Design. Our today's topic is getting embedded software into the target system. So this is under third unit. So summary of previous session. In previous session, we have discussed the tool chains. So that means the tools available for embedded software, so which is called as embedded tool chain, and native tool chain. So in embedded tool chain, we have the cross compiler, cross assembler, linker, loader, and so these are all run on the host machine, and after that, so loading that program into the target machine. So now in native tool chains, we have the native compiler and native assembler. And the same linker and loader, so meanwhile locator also. So these are all the tools, different types of tools available for generating the software for our program until the execution. So these are all the tools used for development of software for our embedded application. So in present session, we are going to discuss about the PROM programmers and ROM emulators, in-circuit emulators and flash and monitors. So these are used for after development of program. Here after development of program till now we have the binary image file. So after getting the binary image file in the host machine, how can we load this binary image file into our target machine? So these are the tools which are used for downloading our binary image file into the target machine. So the first one is, so here, so these are the few ways for loading our software file into the target machine. So which are PROM programmers, ROM emulators, in-circuit emulators, flash device and monitors. The first one is PROM programmers. So PROM programmers means here, so the locator output file. So here we are having one binary image file from the locator, so which indicates that the memory allocation, the memory maps of that particular program, and so we can load that output file which is generated by the output format. So we have already seen the output file format which is .hex format and Motorola S format. So whatever the output file format, so these files will be loaded into the ROM or PROM. So creating a ROM is appropriate when software development has been completed, since the cost to build ROMs is quite high. So putting the program into PROM requires a device called the PROM programmer device. So here by using the PROM programmer device, we can load our locator file which is having in this output file format into the PROM device. So this is the example of PROM device here. So this is the, if the software is very small, that means we are having very small program, then this PROM is enough for loading our program into the target system. So if the software is small enough, if you plan to make changes to software and debug, so then this PROM will be keep in the socket and target then being shouldered directly in the circuit. So after loading our program into this PROM chip, it is directly shouldered to the target machine. So if any bug is found in our program, so then we can simply remove our PROM from the model, development model, and next we can erase whatever the program entered in the PROM. So after that again we can remodify the program and we can fix our bug and put our program in the PROM after compilation and after all checking. So we can keep our program in the PROM, and next we can insert that in the socket which is defined in the target machine. So by using the soldering. So here we need a small tool called chip puller to remove the PROM from the socket. So here instead of doing soldering to the target machine for the PROM chip, here we have discussed that the PROM chip will be assembled to the target machine by using soldering. So to avoid loose contacts and to avoid any other problems or errors occur due to this soldering. So to avoid this, we can simply use chip puller, so which is used for easily removing the PROM from the socket and easily inserting the PROM to the socket. So we can insert the PROM into the socket without any tool than thumb. So the thumb will be used for inserting the PROM into the socket. But for removing the PROM from the socket, we have to use the chip puller, and it should be different for different vendors. So depending on the operating system softwares we have used, we have to use the chip puller for that particular vendor only, compatible vendor only. So next, ROM emulators. So ROM emulator is nothing but it is used for loading the software into the target. Here it is a device which is used for replaces the ROM into the target system. So whatever the data entered in the ROM, it will copy the data from the ROM into the target machine. So it just looks like a ROM. So it is called a ROM emulator. It is just looks like a ROM, but it consists of a large box which is having a port number which is connected to the target machine. Here we are inserting our port into the target machine. So software running on your host can send files to this target machine by using this ROM emulator. So by using ROM emulator, so it is connected to the host machine and it is connected to the target machine. So then whatever the files which are in the ROM memory of OS, so which are the locator files or binary image files, executable files developed in the ROM of OS, so those will be easily copied from host machine to the target machine by using this ROM emulator. So it understands this ROM emulator, understands the file format defined by the host machine. Next, another tool for loading the program into the target system is in-circuit emulator. So if we want to debug the software, we can use overlay memory, which is the common format which is used in in-circuit emulators. So in-circuit emulators is nothing but, so these are used for development of a mechanism which is used for loading our software into the target system for debugging purposes. So in-circuit emulator is same as ROM emulator. So we have one device which is used as in-circuit emulator. So we have to connect this in-circuit emulator from host machine to the target machine with some data cable. Here if this is the host machine, this is the target machine. So we have to insert the data cable of the in-circuit emulator with the host machine, and so we have to use one USB cable for the target machine to copy the hex file which is in the target host machine into the target machine. So next, flash device. So flash device means if your target stores its program in flash memory, so then we have to use the flash device for copying that program from flash memory to the target machine. So if target has a serial port, a network connection or some other mechanism for communication, so this link, then this target will communicate with flash memory, open up another possibility. So this flash memory is used for, it is a small piece of memory. So flash memory is basically a small piece of memory. So therefore whatever the executable file we are developed by the locator, so from the host machine, so that executable file will simply move to this flash memory, and it is loaded from the flash memory to the target machine. So if any bugs are there, so then we can easily erase the program in the flash memory, or we can remove that the piece of software which is used in that target machine for erasing the memory in the program in the flash memory, and we can easily load our new program into this flash memory. So you can write a piece of software to receive new programs from your host across the communication link and write them into the flash memory. So this is called as flash device. So here for we have discussed that we have to receive new programs from your host. So why we can receive the new programs from the host? Here, so instead of in ROM emulators, and so till now we have seen so many methods, which is PROM and in circuit emulators and ROM emulators. So on all these methods, we have seen that we have to use one socket, and we have to chip puller mechanism or chip puller software is to be used for removing this memory chip, and we have to insert again for loading our program into this memory chip. So instead of doing all these things, we can simply use a flash memory which is used for easily erasing our program and easily entering our new program. So you can load new software into your system for debugging without using pulling chip and out of socket and replacing. So downloading our new software is very fast process comparing with all these methods. So here removing the chip from the out of the socket and returning into the socket. So by avoiding all these problems, we can simply loading our new program into the flash memory is simpler way to load our program into the target machine. So if customers want to load new versions, then it is also easy to remove the old version and easily enters the new version into the flash memory. So here in this method, microprocessor cannot fetch the instructions from flash, so it must copy itself into the RAM. So therefore all the activities which are done in the flash memory are executing, and we can use one foolproof method which is used for downloading the program files or from the memory of the host machine and into the uploading those into the target machine. So to modify this, we need to do it in RAM and then copy to the flash. So that means here we cannot modify the content in the flash directly. So first we need to copy the data from flash memory to RAM memory, and we can modify the data in the RAM memory, the program in the RAM memory, and again we can copy the program part or the image file from the RAM memory to the flash memory. So this is the another method which is monitors. So monitors is the program that resides in the target ROM, and it knows how to load the new programs onto the system. So a typical monitor allows to send the data across a serial port, stores the software in the target ROM and then runs it. So by using the serial port, it can transfer whatever the image file or whatever the data, so we want to transfer from host machine to target machine. So here sometimes the monitors will also same as locators. It offers new services like breakpoints, display memory and register values. So we can write our own program from the monitor. So here monitor means, so in this monitor we have some debugging tools and flash tools. So by using those tools, we can easily copy our program from our monitor to the target machine. So these monitors are used to transfer our program file or a binary image file which is executable file developed by the locator into the target machine through the serial port. So there are other monitors are also there which are used. So will be discussed in the next session. So here in this session, we have discussed what are the topics covered in the previous session, and PROM programmers and ROM emulators and in circuit emulators and flash and monitors. So these are all the tools used for loading our program executable file, so which is developed on the host machine into target machine. So till now in the previous sessions we have seen how to create our program, how to edit our program, how to compile our program. After compilation, how can we develop our executable file from our program. So after getting the binary image or executable file from our program, so now the part in the host machine is completed. So now we are entering into the target machine. So now how can we enter or how can we load our image file or executable file into the target machine is by using these tools. So these are the topics covered in the present session. Thank you.